Hello everyone! We are back again with more of this game. Are we gonna get stuck a lot and confused? Probably, definitely. But we're back. We learned a lot of crazy things last time with this game. And there was an actual, kind of jumpy, scary bit. But we're here. The victim is here. The dead person's here. He's alive again, and let's see what's going on here, eh? Oh heaven, oh hell, do you command me to remember that sweet poison that didst cross me and cross mine innocent lips? I subpoenaed him for the trial with his doctor's permission, naturally. Hey, I can't see my chat for some reason. Hello, XX Zerman, welcome to the stream. Under a minute, gang, now I can see ya. You're here in under a minute. How did you do that? I'm impressed. But what's up? Hearing the testimony of the aggrieved will remove any room for doubt from the juror's mind, I'm sure. Behold, you have only said to rearrange the letters of my name, to see that me's a seraph, an angel indeed. Thus be I noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart, as all heavenly angels be. But yeah, how are you today, Zerman? It's good to see you here. Hope all is well. Because there isn't a less contrived meaning in your name. No, not at all. The jurors seem to be very moved by this man, I'm afraid. Actually taking the seraph anagram idea seriously? I'm good. Awesome. What have you been up to these days? Thank you, witness, for your illuminating introductions. But, my lord, what's the man next to Mr. Shamspear doing here? The gasman, I mean. What, me? Well now, allow me to enlighten my learned friend. You recall, I presume, your earlier impertinence? When you suggested that the victim had another visitor to his room on the night in question, and moreover, that the victim is a compulsive liar. What? No, I didn't quite say that. This young chin-stroker here is here to controvert your wild claims conclusively. Is that not so, Mr. Meterman? Hang on. No, I'm just here. I hereby call for your formal testimonies. You will tell the court as lucidly as possible what happened on the night in question. One may smile and be a villain. Yet it doth pain me, but let the truth be spoken, the truth of that wintry night of my discontent. Meh. The snow lay about. My neighbor did cometh in the evening, bearing a gift of tea. But marry, bitter was his drink, and when he left, I did fall prostrate on my table. 'Twas the tea alone that passed my lips that late hour, naught else. I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room. No one else visited his room but that short little round-backed eastern fella. Wait, what did you say? You were keeping an eye on Mr. Shamspear's room all night? That's right. Of course, the bloke's window is all but blocked up, isn't it? But there's a little gap in the bricks where you can see into the room. So I spent the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering as I peered in through that. The question is, sir, why? Hey, Bleach Fan. India launch and attack. Alright. Cool. Well, not cool. I don't know how to respond to that, Bleach Fan. I guess that's awful. But, how are you today? How's you doing? The question is, sir, why? Well now, that's because he's on my list. What a piece of work. What a piece of work is a man. Wherefore wouldst thou not share in wonderment? You're doing good today, that's good. What are you talking about? This buzzing busybody hath not part in this play. I pray thee, pay him no heed, make no more ado about his tedious words. Doing breakfast? Ooh, breakfast. Delicious. And my name's first. Woo! Minim's the first one here. What'd you say about me? Calm yourselves. This court is concerned with what happened on the night in question. Nothing more. Hey-ya! Indeed, that is so. And, as the testimony we have just heard clearly reveals, there was no one other than the accused present at the time who could have carried out this crime. Well, I believe this may be the final testimony of the trial. Now, counsel, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Yes, my lord. Alright, guys. How doomed am I? The snow lay about. My neighbor did cometh in the evening bearing a gift of tea. Hold it! To be clear, by neighbor, you are referring to the defendant, Mr. Natsumi? Oh, indeed, sire. Perchance thou wouldst that I call him the man from upstairs. And at what time did the mustachio Nipponese visit you in your room? Our meeting was promised for the hour of 9, and lo did he come to tender a gift of fragrant tea. Details which are in accordance with the defendant's own testimony, yes. And we were broiled in such a literary debate as history hath not seen before. By which I presume he means their discussion about who was the stronger, Romeo or Juliet. I, Shakespeare, did play the part of young Romeo, whilst my neighbor played the fair Juliet, each of us dressed as would our characters be, to bring weight upon our merry experiment. I dare not imagine the scene. Frailty. My name is woman. Can thou imagine how dismayed I was? Yes, I had heard of the eastern art of jujitsu, but ne'er did I dream it would be a skill practiced by the comely maiden. Juliet beat Romeo up? That is not helping our case. I believe the court has heard enough about your earth-shattering literary debate. Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea that the accused brought to your room. My liege, I am thy servant. Gladly I would do thy bidding. But marry, bitter was the drink, and when he left I did fall prostrate on my table. Let me stop you there. Mr. Natsumi left your room at 11 o'clock, but it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. That amounts to more than 3 hours of missing time. If the defendant had really put the poison in your tea, then 3-hour window of time is something you're going to have to explain. Gladly, 'tis an easy task. What? I did drink of the tea not while my guest did tarry, but after he took leave of me. Faith, 'twas stone cold, but at 1 hour past midnight verily were my lips parched. Objection! That doesn't sound normal. Oh, nay, 'tis quite ordinary, sire. After all, thou wouldst recall our fiery debate. Amidst such argument, there'd be no time for fiery tea. Romeo and Juliet again. And who was stronger? Mr. Shakespeare, in summary, allow me to confirm. Did you not come here with the intention of naming your attacker? But of course, my liege. 'Twas the stooped lover of words did attempt to shuffle me off this mortal coil. We all know what that means. 'Twas the tea alone did pass my lips that late hour, naught else. So, you didn't have any kind of evening meal, dinner, supper? Ha! Fee on luxury, fee on gluttony. To eat thrice daily is but a waste of time. Sorry. I would that my belly were full. No more oft than the sun doth rise. Well, most heroic eating habits, I must say. Night and day do I fill my hours with learned study of the great bard and the playwright. Hence it is that there doth not be my chamber be the customs of mine art. That would appear to be the case, as even a rodent was found starved to death in your room. Now I think of it, it's not just food that was conspicuously missing from that room, is it? I don't recall seeing a single play or script anywhere. For I have devoured them all. You've eaten them? Every word be within my skull. Didst thou imagine otherwise? Right. That wasn't misleading at all. Now, could you turn around, do you think? Which brings us to the conclusion that the only way the poison could have passed the victim's lips is in the tea. I was outside the bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room. Hold it! But the windows of that house have all been filled in. A historical artifact of the now defunct window tax. Yeah, you're right there. All bricked up horribly. But as it happens, there is a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. I was looking in through that gap. Yes, there was a few bricks loose, weren't there? And for some strange reason, a couple of bars of soap lined up on the ledge outside as well. I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business, especially on freezing cold nights. But them's my orders, so that's what I'll keep doing, as long as there's breath in my body. Bow. What's with all the theatricals today? Out of interest, Mr. Meterman. After the accused had left and returned to his own lodgings, did you see the victim leave the room at all? No, he never left. He was in the room the whole time as far as I'm concerned. And we can therefore discount the possibility of suicide. How can you be sure of that? The police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know the victim didn't leave his room, then hence didn't dispose of the poison's container himself. It's clear that this was no attempted suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle. Ah, yes. Luckily explained, counsel. Thank you. It really was. You can't argue with the logic. No one else visited his room but the short little round-backed Eastern fella. Hold it! You say a short little round-backed Eastern fella, so you can't be sure it was the defendant then? Objection! How many other short little round-backed Japanese with a mustache do you think there are in London? Well, of course, it's only a narrow gap and it was quite dark, so I didn't notice the mustache. But he showed up at around 9, so I'm pretty sure of myself. And when the person you saw arrived, did he and Mr. Shamspear drink tea together? Nah, sorry, I couldn't say. Why not? Because I couldn't see into the room all that well, could I? What I did see was the silhouette of that little round-backed fellow wearing a pretty dress. And the pair of them stood in some kind of wrestling match. I tell you, I didn't know what to make of it. I suppose that was the Romeo and Juliet championship battle getting underway. Mr. Meterman, allow me to confirm one final time. Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question? No question. Guess man's honor. Hold it. What's going on? I have a bad feeling, guys. My lord? Goodness me. Yes, Mr. Foreman? I've kept my mouth shut and listened up to now, but this has gone on long enough. Are you all with me? Yes! Are we to understand that you ladies and gentlemen of the jury are in agreement with one another? That you've reached an ununanimous decision? Too right we have. Are you all with me? Yes! Oh dear. Wait, no! The defense is in the middle of a cross-examination. To be honest, I was holding out a bit of hope for you, young man, especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused as leaving the victim's room. Yes, the 3 missing hours, as you put it. But in the end, what difference do they make? None, as far as I can see. And since that's now apparent, there's really no reason to delay our decision any longer. Like I was saying before, if I don't take 5 bob home with me tonight, the missus will blow her top. What's that? Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said. Very well, let the court be appraised of your decisions. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings to the defendant's culpability.
Guilty!
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Oh dear. Here we go again. All of you? Well, it would appear that the jury is indeed unanimous. So, this time at least it seems justice will be done. All is well that ends well, as they say. This calls for a toast, I feel. Into the guilty being punished. Ugh. Wah! Get up, Mr. Naruhodo, please. The trial isn't over yet. What do you mean, Mr. Sato? What about the information I found in this Encyclopedia of British Law I have? The obscure right that belongs to the defense in these situations. Remember? A summation examination. Yes, that's right. We don't have a jury in Japanese courts, of course. But here in the British Court of Law, if we can reverse the decisions of a majority of the jurors, we can force the trial to continue. This trial can't end now. Whatever it takes, I just can't let that happen. The defense moves to invoke its right to a summation examination, my lord. Why am I not surprised at my learned Nipponese's friend's inability to admit defeat? You chose to cling desperately to some archaic rule you barely comprehend instead of accepting the truth. Certainly no other defense counselor in recent times has exercised the right to a summation examination, because they all know that once the jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered. Nevertheless, the right remains and must be upheld. The defense's counsel's request is granted. This court will proceed with a summation examination, as outlined in the Encyclopedia of British Law. Thank you, my lord. Are you and your fellows prepared, Mr. Foreman? Believe me, my lord, we know all about this young lad's tenacity, and we're ready for it. Very well. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby call upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he stands accused. Here we go. Hector may not be well off, but he's a nobleman and straight up. There's no reason to doubt the man. Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid. Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a mustache, very fishy. There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman, for now at least. I really don't care. I just need to try to end quickly. 3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know. Nothing at all. I knew it. Every single one of them seems completely convinced. It would seem that all of the jurors have come to the conclusion that Mr. Shamspeare is a fine, upstanding, and honest citizen. If you ask me, they've all been bewitched by his strange theatrical movements, and sadly nothing Mr. Natsume has said appears to have registered at all. Well, here goes. Let's not forget. I pleaded with the jury on Sosuke-san's behalf before, and it worked, so you never know. Before we begin, it might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how a summation examination works, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh. Well, you're still very new to British law, after all. That's true, I suppose. Sosuke-san's fate is entirely in my hands now, too. There's always a chance I might have forgotten some crucial detail. Perhaps I should hear Susato-san out? I wonder, should I let her talk me through it again or not bother? No need. I just played this game, the last one, so thank you for your kind offer, Mr. Sato, but I've been through plenty of these summation examinations already now. I think it's important that we don't delay the start any longer than necessary. Of course, I understand, and I'm quite sure you're right. If you're confused by anything at any point, you can turn to me for advice whenever you like. I'll be here for you. The key to this is really listening carefully to each juror's statement, finding two that are contradictory, and pitting the corresponding jurors against each other. Without further ado, please, counsel, proceed with the summation examination. Yes, my lord. Alright. Wish me luck, folks. The victim may not be well up, but he's a noble man, and straight up there's no reason to doubt the man. Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Couldn't some of them also be liars? I've no doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, for example. Absolutely not. Mr. Natsumi is no liar. Look, the point is, the only thing that passes the victim's lips that night was the Japanese man's tea. When you take the gasman's testimony to account as well, the truth couldn't be any clearer. Ah, well, that's alarmingly logical. But let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman, with a gentleman's values. If it turns out that the old Shakespeare chum is a rotten liar after all, I'd gladly change my decision about the defendant. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury would do the same, isn't that right? Well, yes, perhaps, though I don't see it happening. What's that? Elderly gent on the end here, you know? You'll have to speak up. Look, I really don't care about all this nonsense. I just need this trial to be over. How many gentlemen do we actually have on the jury, then? Alright, sir. I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you said. Alright, if you can show me that the victim's a liar, I'll reconsider my position. Hold it! Will you stand by that statement? What do you take me for? I'm a gentleman, sir. A man of my word. Let me be perfectly clear about this. If it turns out that the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, well, how come it didn't, like, go, to the next person? There we go. Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid. Hold it! You saying you believe the man to be trustworthy because he's rather splendid? No, that's not what I said. The point is, the man is the victim here. What reason would he have to lie? And yes, he is rather splendid. So you say, yet again. Meanwhile, the man who stands accused behaves so suspiciously it's exhausting to look at him. I'm afraid he's not splendid at all. Splendid logic there, madam. Thank you so much. Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a mustache. Very fishy. Hold it! No, not one of those things is a reason to find the man guilty. But he is fishy. There's no point dancing around the fact. He's Japanese, he has a mustache, and he stoops. You see, you arrived at the conclusion in just 3 steps, like a waltz, in fact. You know, the more I think about it, the more this trial seems like a dance. You seem to be several steps ahead of yourself, though, and you're on the wrong foot. No, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence here. There's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt. But the victim's version of events is backed up by what the big chin man next to him says, isn't it? 1, he saw the Japanese man there. 2, he saw no one else. And 3, he saw the Japanese man, there. Oh, there's another 3 steps. Oh, this really does seem more and more like a waltz, doesn't it? Right, and the prosecution will waltz his way to victory if I let you speak much more. There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman, for now at least. Hold it! A fraudsman? What do you mean by that, madam? It really is the most tiresome problem for the company, most irritating. We can be absolutely certain that a customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence, we can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued. I'm sorry, you've lost me a little there. Who are you? I'm the wife of Augustus Altamont, owner of the Altamont Gas Company. Good gracious! Altamont Gas, you say? Gas is the future of energy in this country, and around the globe, proper handling is essential. And I'm sure our employee from the East End branch's office would be the first to agree. Absolutely, Lady Quimby. Gotta be used properly. Altamont Gas is the best in the world, of course. Ah, I think we may have solved the mystery of the bow from earlier, Mr. Naruhodo. Right, he bowed in deference to his employer's wife, did he? Ah, so would I be right in assuming that the reason Mr. Mitterman was watching what Mr. Sam Spear was up to in his room? I'm afraid that there's no end to the lengths of population the East End will go to in order to steal our gas, so I really have no choice when the company identifies somebody as a possible fraudsman, but to dispatch a worker to watch the suspect day and night. We're very thorough in our investigations. So you mean Mr. Shamspear is... I wouldn't come out and say it in public, but you can finish that sentence with a grubby little gas thief. You have noticed the public gallery in here, have you? The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Faith, wouldst thou wound me with thy words, were I to let them penetrate the skin? But seraphs hear not insults, only choirs of angels in song. We may not have evidence yet, but my workers won't stop buzzing around you until they find it, and when they do, you'll find yourself blasted back to your angelic heights in an Altamont gas explosion. So Mr. Shamspear has been stealing gas. I wonder, juror number 4, you wouldn't mind adding that information to your statement? My pleasure. Was it the bit about ripping the thief apart you enjoyed? A little before that part about abject violence, if it's not too much trouble. Hey, Captain Chips. How you doing? Captain Chips, you won't believe what's happening. Everyone has said guilty. Again. This could be it. This could shift the balance. What a surprise. I know, right? Who would have thunketh? Alright. Pit. You and you.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious. To whose statement do you refer, counsel? Got the guide up? Thank you. We'll be needing it a lot, I feel. Juror number 1. What are you yelling about, lad? I presume you've heard juror number 4's statement, made by the wife of the owner of Altamont Gas. Well, yes. The victim, who you claim to be a noble, straight-up man, in fact, turned out to be a common thief. So the good lady says, but there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much. It's true, we don't have evidence as such, just yet. But the claims aren't baseless, you know. What? You heard me, seeing as this operation has already been compromised. I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employee over there. I'll do whatever you say, my lady. Gas man's honor. Juror number 1, you say you're a man of your word. If I could show that Mr. Shamspear was a liar, you assured me that you would reconsider your decision about the defendant's guilt. Yes, I did say that. As a man of honor, I'll hold to it, as I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will. Me? Oh, well, yes. Now that we found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further. Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what you've all been saying. So if this means you'll recap a few points, that would suit me down to the ground. Oh no, I'm not having any part of this. I want this trial over and done with. In that case, I shall change my leaning. So, Mr. William Shamspear, if that is your real name, we of the jury demand to know exactly what kind of a man you really are. Well, that was pretty fast. That's 4 jurors. 4 for not guilty. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Victory! For now. Hordar, Hordar! Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say. As a result of the defense's summation examination, the jury's leaning has changed. Now only 2 jurors say guilty, whilst 4 say not guilty. I therefore declare this court to be in a state of disaccord, and order the trial to continue. Good. You have spoilt the bouquet, Mr. Shamspear. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury now find that they are unable to trust you, the victim. But you, gods, will give us some faults to make us men. So God mend me, I do swear. This gas man speaketh that which concerns him most, naught but gas, naught but thin air. Aye, it burneth bright a while, but it hath no substance, and it doth not reek foul. Oi, what did you say? Do I take it, Mr. Shamspear, that you deny the allegations of gas thievery? Most heartily, my lord. Hast thou forgot, I am as a seraph, an angel, noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily, honest of heart. You flowery mouth-mouse pompous beanpole, just 'cause I haven't got the evidence yet. Mr. Shamspear, if, in fact, you are not noble of mind, sweet of nature, or honest of heart, if you are a liar, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom. It is my considered opinion that at the present time no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. All testimony heard by the court thus far heavily implicates the defendant. In short, it would not be unreasonable at this stage for me to rule on the case. Oh no! However, in light of the fact that the jury has expressed concern about the fidelity of the witness, I believe it would be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further.
Objection!
I assure you, my lord, this would be a waste of the court's time. The gas in this case are unrelated. Juror number 4. Yes? Didn't you say before that although you had no hard evidence to prove the man's been stealing gas, you have strong grounds for suspecting him? That's right, we do. Don't we, worker?
Absolutely, Lady Quimby. Guestman's honor.
Very well then, we will hear your testimony now. You will tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shamspear, has been stealing gas.
Yes, my lord, it's been my pleasure. On the Allamont gas,
If I may, my lord. Go ahead, madam. This worker's testimony may have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take on the stand alongside him in a supervisory role, if you wouldn't mind.
Yahoo! Oh yeah, sweet as honey. Yeah.
Very well. As an exception, I shall honor your request. Thank you, my lord.
You wait till the boss gives you an ear for. Oh, it's gonna sting, you mark my words.
That would not be allowed. A jury member joining someone on the witness bench. So you have both testified before the court on the subject of the legal consumption of the Allamont Gas Company's fuel. Yes, and that's clear, my good man.
Clear as Allamont gas, my lady. Which is the clearest in the world.
Do you think the gas has gone to his head, Miss Susato? I think the man is just a very dedicated employee, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, here we go.
I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Altamont gas meters accept their penny pits. Each coin gives customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas.
And yet, the meter in Mr. Shamspear's room doesn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key.
Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. That's not thieving, what is?
Hey, Krusty. How you doing today? It is good to see you here.
Pray give the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn to my hallowed chalice.
What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zeeks? Did the mustache nippities poison the Gangle excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should concern this court, and yet now we must listen to this abhorrence. Listen, why is Captain cheating by having the guide up? Shame.
'Cause I need it. 'Cause I need the guide. 'Cause I'm not smart. That's why. But this could turn out to be crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead.
And good night, Minim. Happy listening to the dialogue. In case it gets stuck.
Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. I'm doing quite well. Do what you want. Lord Van Zeeks appears to be in a violent mood.
Yes, he does.
An attempted poisoning.
That in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is. You gotta figure it out. This would be the only game I would stream. If I would be streaming this game until 2026 if I figured it out on my own. And that would be boring for my viewers and me. So no. I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and make meter.
So does that mean you enter people's houses in order to empty their gas meters?
That I do. Have to try to catch people when they're in. Then I ask permission to come inside and do my business.
Does that mean you've been into Mr. Natsumi's room before, as well as that of Mr. Shamspear?
Well, now interesting you should bring that up, cause I cannot believe how little money was in this meter. I mean, how the pair of them survive the winter is beyond me, it really is.
Knowing Mr. Natsumi, he probably spends all his gas money on books.
And then when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for a while. You will kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Meterman. Not much to say, really, but as you wish. All gas meters except penny bits. Each coin gives customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas.
So all London houses have the gas supplier that have a gas supplier fitted with these gas meters, are they? They're the latest model, the height of technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property. Yes!
What, Ultima? That's the fun of games, this by doing it yourself?
Maybe in some cases and for some people. But for me, being stuck on something is just frustrating and awful, and I feel awful about myself. So for the sake of my own sanity and your guys' sanity, using a guide. So if a 3-pence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night?
A bit more than that, usually. They have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is.
Thinking about it, so Seki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he? Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating.
You would love to see figuring out to 2026.
No, you would not, Krusty. No, you would not. It would be awful. In every way. I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsumi's room, actually. And how does the money in the meter get back to you and the gas company?
Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties and the gas supply and empty the meters of coins.
I must say the design and manufacture of the new meter costs the company an awful lot of money.
Your sanity?
Nah. Like I said, your sanity's not worth it. Or not worth making worse, right? But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues for the most part. Ah, because they have to pay in advance, you mean? Yes, exactly right. And yet the meter in Mr. Shamspear's room didn't have a single coin in it. Out of interest, how long has this been going on?
Weeks and weeks. He's been pinching gas off us for ages.
You've examined the meter in Mr. Shamspear's room, I take it? Naturally. We took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb.
And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume. You lost your sanity years ago?
Gotcha. Let me keep mine, at least a little bit of mine. No, I'm afraid we don't. Which is exactly why I demanded the new type of meter to be produced. Oh, one with an indestructible lock! The Shamspear Special! That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3-penny pieces. But even after that, the rascal's meter was still empty. I'll never forget that humiliation. When I opened the money box and found it there. You what? I said. You what? And then look at his face, that smarmy smile of his. Give me a second, guys. I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to my office. But you know what? Nothing.
Good job, Ultima.
Thank you. Not a single trace of it being jammed open anywhere. Not a single sign. And what's happening to my salary as a result? Down to 3 shillings. Down by 3 shillings a day. That's what? A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter? Nothing became of it. I've still got it. Oh. Oh. Right here. No wonder they call you Meter Man.
I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is still going.
Definitely.
Alright. Time to examine.
That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it? And the money box is sealed with beeswax too. So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately. Mr. Naruhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would... You know you didn't finish that sentence, don't you? Well, anyway, it's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs, but does it feel a little over the top, perhaps, does it? No. Button. Huh. Oh, what's this? Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo? Just here, there's a little hole. Do you see? Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say. So, you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shamsphere? Possibly. It would seem the people at Altamont Gas must have missed it. Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin would fit through there. That's true, but even so, seems more than a little suspicious. Hoo hoo hoo. Maybe this is the answer. I guess that's it, guys, huh? Alright, definitely. Although at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter. Oof. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key. Are you sure about that? 'Cause it looks kinda tampered to me.
Objection!
Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. What? Get away. I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. In that case, what do you have to say what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? Hole? What? You're right. You're quite right. There is a little hole there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamsphere secretly opened this hole himself. Yes, it wouldn't be at all surprised. But why? Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get further. You couldn't get any further through that. Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court I wonder if you can give the court some more details about your meter design. What sort of details?
Pingu Newt Newt.
I did it. Minim, I said your ting. There we go. How it dismantles, how it differentiates coins. How can the meter be dismantled? Dismantled? Yes, given that there are no signs of having been forced. I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart. Well, yes, that does make some sense. The peddlers. The padlocks are made by the first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel, and the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, wielded shut to ensure that it can't be opened. I can assure you it's quite impossible to dismantle it.
Whoa, yeah, nothing leaks from an Altamont meter. No coins, no gas, no nothing.
I see. So the witness will demand her formal testimony with that performance, and once, in this case, it is... As you wish, my lord. All joints on the meter are wielded shut, and the lock is made from solid steel. There's no way to dismantle it.
Hold it!
Good. Good. Has anyone ever tried?
Oh yeah, they've tried, but they all given up before long.
After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company would be able to take legal action. Yes, that makes sense. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is it wielded steel construction significant? Perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on. Yes, you may be right. Perhaps we should try a different tact here. Asking about how the meter differentiates coins, for example. How does the meter tell the difference between a different coin? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, well, how does the meter know that the coin it's been fed is a thruppy penny, a ruple penny? Never mind, I see what you're doing here. There's a meteor, there's a marker. Oh my gosh. This is one of those I'm sleepy as heck nights, guys. But, I'm okay. The meter tells coins apart by their shapes and size, which includes their thickness. A threepenny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit. Ah, I see. It's clearly been very well thought out. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. As you wish, my lord. The meter is designed for coins the exact diameter and thickness of a thruppy penny. Nothing else will fit.
Oh, thank God. Thief, where is?
Alright, is there anything that involves pennies?
Objection!
No. This is one of those, I have no idea. Hey, stars over Hyrule! Was she spinning an umbrella? You thought Luffabird was trying to hit him? Shockingly, no. She was indeed spinning an umbrella. Very, very fast. How are you today? It's good to see you here.
Hold it!
But conversely then, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally well be used. Would that be true? Well, yes, in a way. The weight comes into it in a certain extent as well.
We've thought of that, though, anyway, and if I find my fake coins inside the coin box when I empty the meter, contract says the customer is to pay 100 times the amount they deal with. It's fine. We'll live for the moment. That's this gentleman, then leave it to us. Ha.
It would seem the gas company has thought of everything.
Wahoo! Trash for gas! Hurrah for cash! Altamont on the way!
That's quite enough of that. Remind me, how big are the thruppy pennies? About 3/4 of an inch across. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is this 2 centimeters significant? Perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on. Yes, you may be right. I should try a different tact here. Like about asking the meter can be dismantled, for example. How can the meter be dismantled? Dismantled? Yes, given that there are no signs of it having been forced. I wonder if it could be broken open. Oh, I thought I did not read this. Why, who's throwing bread in here? Not the white bread. Not the white bread. What? How do you know that he's been using gas, though? Well, now, since I started investigating this bloke, I've been to this room more than a few times, and every single occasion his lamps have been blazing, and the stove pounding, the middle of winter, and he still turns to me, sweat dripping down his cheeks, and says, "Get thee to a nunnery." Hamlet, indeed. Oh, I can't wait to wring the bloke's neck. I got all hot under the collar, but still, every time I open up my flaming meter, it's empty. He's robbing me of my salary, too. What's wrong with the world? Where's the justice? But how can Mr. Shamspear possibly be stealing the money? I don't understand. The simple explanation is right before your eyes. What? A toast to your eventually realizing that the gas man could be an accomplice. You what? Good lord, examinably plausible indeed. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? Oh, please, Lady Queenbee, I'm a faithful worker. Are you throwing bread around? Start throwing bread around. And besides, if the money us gasmen collected doesn't tally with how much gas has been earned, you dock our pay by the same amount. So you'd be stealing money only to have the same amount taken from your wages. Clearly, that makes no sense. Perhaps, it's a case of losing a battle to win a war? No, I'm not gonna stir up those horses' nests. If I would stealth them from the company, I'd be finished. It would seem there is no evidence to support the claims of thievery made by the victim, because Mr. William Shamspear is innocent. Pray forgive me, that shatters Muslim illusion my learned Nipponese friend was clearly under. Ugh. Alright, Captain Chips, I need your help. Which statement is the one I gotta be looking at? I certainly didn't expect to uncover another crime that looks like it's been made taking place in this very same room. According to the testimony, it's only the meter in the Mr. Shamspear's room that's under the suspicion. It does seem as though perhaps it has nothing to do with the incident involving Mr. Natsumi. Do I have a spar of soap? Yeah. I know, but it does seem that way. But the fact is, since I've been practicing law in English, I feel like I've encountered this at least once already. Cases that are interlinked. Oh! Might seem that two cases have nothing to do with one another at first, but in fact they're intimately connected. Yes, we have experienced that before, haven't we? What if this is another instance? Perhaps, but we can't be sure of that yet. The Altamont Gas Company has been investigating Mr. Shamspear so earnestly. There must be something to it, but then how has he managed to steal their gas? You don't need a bar of soap, you already showered, Captain. Lol. So which one's the right one, Captain Chips? Which testimony? I don't need evidence, I need the statement. What does soap have to do with anything? Whew. I think 4? 4. Do you know which 4? I think there's like 2 different 4s.
Objection!
Nope. Try again. Try again. What does statement 4 say in the guide? Like, what is statement 4?
Hold it!
Because maybe it's the other 4. Alright, here we go. Trying to figure out where we are here. You have 5 tries, so that's good. Yeah, 5 tries. Nothing will fit.
Objection!
Yep, I just did the bar of soap on the other 4. Oh man. Don't present it, investigate? I did though. I investigated this, oh. God damn it. When did this happen? Oh, look at this bar of soap. There's a circular depression on this side, about 2 centimeters across, or 3/4 of an inch. Ah, do you think? Did find this soap at the scene, didn't we? Yes, there was 2 bars on that little ledge just outside the window. So we took this one, but I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly. Yes, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? How would anyone know to just do that? You know? No one would know. That's pretty lame. That's lame. That's not a goodly done thing that you would need to do.
Objection!
Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Shakespeare's room, one should always fully examine the evidence. I did yesterday, though. I have to examine it, like, more than once now? More than once? Should I examine it, like every single testimony now? Every single one? No, that's not good. That's bad. We found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something the same size as a threepenny bit? What was it? The item in question is this. What? Have you been inhaling gas? This is a bar of soap. It certainly looks like nothing as a threepenny bit, I must say. It looks like I'll have to put the point out exactly what I mean here. What's so important about the soap is this part here.
Got it!
I have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah! Are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there? That's right. First one. Approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit. Get away! Aha! But yeah, by the way, welcome, Astro Dude. It's good to see ya. I just noticed your message. I noticed that you're not, stars. You two had the same color thingy on my phone. How are you today, Astro Dude? Does anyone here have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen. It sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it? Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a threepenny bit. Now, to see if it fits... My word, it couldn't be more snug! Yes, as I suspected, this, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it. So, your assertion amounts to what?
That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas? Yes.
Contaminating the evidence.
Yep, something like that. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit. I must concur at least that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkable, simply way of replicating the coin's shape. And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold. You can make fake coins in no time. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shamspeare has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. But this is all nonsense. If the man has been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter. Quite true, Lady Altamont. In the absence of some black magic, I could make them disappear. I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it? There's only one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into the thin air, yes. Exactly, and the meter here gives it away. What on earth? There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room. That's your assertion, counsel. The defense will identify these remnants for the court at once. Where on earth in the meter can remedy the method used to make the fake coins disappear can be seen? Oh no, I can't save it from here. I need some assistance, Captain Chips. Is it this green bit here? Is the answer this green bit here, Captain Chips? Or no? I have no idea, to be honest. So my guess is the green bit here. Please say you're still here. Please say you're still here. No, it's not this? Okay. Is it this, Astro Dude? I think it's the coin slot. Well, don't say what it is exactly. Let me guess first, and then, once I find it, like once I say I give up completely, then say what it is.
Is it the coin slot, Astro Dude? No, wait, it's, yeah, they have to be drained.
So was I right? Was I right? And,
Are you affirmative on my, directions from now on?
The whole...
Got it!
We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window.
Affirm.
Good. Outside? Yeah, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found this soap. Ah, I get it. That's right, the answer, of course, is ice. Did you say ice? Mr. Shamspeare has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening, filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning.
Wasn't there a game or something involving, like, ice money? Was that a thing?
I'm remembering that now. Then he takes this fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter coin box melts.
That does sound familiar.
It does. Where though? Turning back into water, and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altamont gas. Can one do that in real life, by the way, guys? Make ice coins in real life and have it actually work? Should we try it sometime? Okay, maybe not. Maybe that's a bad idea. Just like that. So simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap with some water?
You have no clue.
Would be worth a try. I would put in an actual coin after that, but it would be worth a try. That's right, madam. I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless? I'm fairly sure I didn't design it. Evidence. Sorry? I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Very well, Lady Altamont. If you like evidence, I'll provide it. What? Mr. Naruhodo, are you saying you do actually have evidence to support this theory? I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time, and I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with now could explain it. The piece of evidence that substantiates the theory about how Mr. Shamspear has been stealing gas is... I might know. I did look at the evidence before stream, and a thing that's been just eyeing me all the time. You guys can see it, right? I see it and you can see it.
Take that!
This is a photograph of the scene at the point where the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson, and it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamspear. What remnants?
Such a gas meter made today would probably also sense a coin's weight, like vending machines do, so probably not.
Oh, really? Would be a good experiment, but I'm afraid to get in trouble for it. Wonder if one could put something resembling $1 in a vending machine too. So many experiments to do, guys, but let's not do them. Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shamspear's room. Now, look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. What is that? Some kind of grubby stain? Almost certainly, it's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter. Ah! If 1 coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage, and the occupant was heating his room at all his waking hours, you can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor. This is awful. And there's further evidence too. Mr. Shamspear was slumped over his table, apparently having consumed strychnine. And right there next to him is a bar of soap, broken in half.
Well, vending machines can tell the difference between an American and Canadian quarter, so...
Wow. I wonder how they do that. Maybe it goes through a thing that scans them or something, who knows.
Strychnine?
I don't think I'll be able to say that word. Words are confusing sometimes. You're right. It would appear to me then, Counsel... Did I say that right that time there at all? Gotta do it right. Sometimes, right? It would appear to me then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap. When was he? Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but... Certainly not. He didn't beat around the bush there, did he? In truth,
Mr. Shamspear, strike rhymes with pick. Oh, strychnine.
Why can't it just be poison? Make it easier for us.
But I got you, strychnine.
Thank you. Mr. Shamspear was found with the fork in his hand. A meal of soap is sounding increasingly likely, Lord Vent. Do you mean to say he was using that fork to... Yes. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap. Ah! But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well. Good gracious. Toss. I wonder how much monies of good wine he's wasted so far. Lord Van Zeeks? I was throwing my hand up in despair, and happened to catch my hallowed bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake. What is the meaning of this, Counsel? Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? Well, that Mr. William Shamspeare is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable. That's it. That's exactly it. Very well. Let us assume that man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? Well, we know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. And the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Oh boy. Even if William Shamspeare is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it. Ag! Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication. You... What? Order! Order! Well, counsel, how does the defense respond? Mr. Naruhodo? What was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Or did it make no difference at all, like Lord Van Zeeks is saying? Obviously, we should raise an objection. But I don't know. I don't see how, but maybe the game sees how, or Ryunosuke sees how. No, this isn't over. The defense will not rest. What? But, counsel, you successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shamspeare to consume gas. What more is there to discuss? Lord Van Zeeks just highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all. What are you trying to say, my Nipponese friend? At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption made due to lack of evidence. But the situation has changed now following the cross-examination of the latest witness to take the stand. Don't be absurd. What is this nonsense? Yes, when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we now need to reconsider, namely... Alright. Not sure. Let's read them. Was someone else responsible? Was there another visitor? Was the poison in the tea? Was it in the ice? We've all been led to believe that the my brain can't even read the word as strychnine. Like it looks like strychnine. I don't know. It's my brain. I just let my brain roll with it. Strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsumi, but that's conjecture at best.
Objection!
The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There was no other possibility. And since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of poison.
Objection!
As I said, the situation has changed, because in fact, some of Mr. Natsumi's tea was left at the scene, and a particular piece of evidence proves it.
Objection!
A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting that missed? They missed. The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel, but present your proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? Better save just in case again. That would be this, right? Because there's no tea in Natsumi's cup.
Take that!
What exactly is this piece of evidence supposed to reveal about Mr. Natsumi's tea, counsel?
Well, I suspect it may be possibly related to the tea in some way if we dig deep enough.
You'll be digging for a very long time indeed, my learned friend.
Oh,
Even at the bottom of the deepest chasm, you will find no sense of that absurd assertion.
okay. Help, guys? If it's not the teacups, what can it possibly be? Is the answer on this page? Or is it this, for some reason? And if it's on this page, is the answer on the left side or the right side? I don't know if it would make sense if it was on this side, unless it has to do with this envelope. Oh, man. So, I'm gonna guess it's one of these three.
Take that!
Soap. Good gracious. The soap again? I think it's on the right. The guide's a little thin here. What guide are you using? Are you using Neo Seeker's guide? That's the one that I've been using for the last game. The soap again? The same bar the same bar the victim used to fashion his coins of ice? Strategy wiki? I'd use Neo Seeker. It goes into it actually says like what the one is. Yes, that's right, my lord. It's just come back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. Some people who help me walk you through Persona 5, they're usually pretty good. Maybe they're better at some games and not as good as other games. It's more bars of soap. Soap? What are bars of soap doing lined up on the ledge outside the window? I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar. So you discover the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating. In a way, yes, but there's more. The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice. There was something strange about them, you mean? Exactly. Something very obviously strange. They were red. The ice was red? No, you mean... That's right, it's obvious to me now. That's discussion about Gen 7 happening in a Discord and you couldn't stop myself from jumping in. Oh, you're doing 5 things at once. Oh no. Oh no. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. What? I would remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Natsumi earlier in this trial. Aha. That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamspeare's room as a gift. The public's water pump outside always freezes at night, so I brought bottled water especially to make it. This is the result. Now I will never touch tea again. Never! Yes, I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing. So on the night in question, Mr. Shamspeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsumi in order to make his fake coins. My word! My word. There were 2 bars of soap on the window's ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene. That's right, and we only borrowed 1 of them. Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime, frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shamspeare's window. Extraordinary! Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that even if 1 drop of tea remained, Scotland Yard would be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what has until now been more conjecture, by finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsumi's tea actually combines at all. I'm not even gonna read the word. I'm gonna skip that word, guys, from now on. Arrgh, you smug Nipponese. My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once, and the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it.
to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Bang, bang, bang. Bailiff! Bailiff! Instruct the police to attend the scene at once. Yes, my lord, understood. It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Van Zieks? None, my lord. Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite test immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. The prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim. Yes, my lord. Well, we managed to scrape through there somehow. Thank you, counsels. The court is adjourned until tomorrow. Whew. I'll give you guys a little, speaking of Pokemon, I'll give you a little Pokemon anime marathon update. Ash and crew went to Dubai recently and ran into Hoopa. And then crazy stuff happened. Hoopa and an evil Hoopa kept summoning like legendary Pokemon one after another. It was a massive battle. Arceus was there. It was crazy. And yes, I can confirm that they were in actual Dubai. The big, gigantic tower was there. The very, very, very big tower. Whew! We made it back in one piece. Just. To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while. Oh, I know. What a lot of close shaves. So, yeah, I finished the 18th movie. So, yay! There are so many carriages on the streets of London. They were very nearly flattened several times. The Burj Khalifa, is that the name of it? That was there in the background. So many carriages, they were nearly flattened several times. Oh, so... hang on a minute. No, I didn't mean that. Yes, I know. It was a marvelous defense, Naruhodo-san. It really was. I was in awe of you. Oh, thank you. And now that your fervent exploits have won us some more precious investigation time, let's see if we can't find some new clues for the court tomorrow. Yes, let's do that. Is everything alright? I suppose. I still can't quite believe it. That's all. That I'm here in England working as a lawyer, I mean. In the Old Bailey, no less. Wait, you been to Dubai? No, but Ash was. Ash was in Dubai, of all places, and Hoopa. The truth is, it shouldn't be me, should it? It should be him standing in my shoes. It should be Kazuma. It was Kazuma-sama's wish that you'd follow him to the Great Britain and work alongside him. Yes, I mean, I never had the chance to ask him exactly why, but he clearly had a plan. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. And you're doing wonderfully, Naruhodo-san. And no doubt that Kazuma would say exactly the same if he were here with us. Thank you, Susato-san. Thank you. Alright. It was quite a shock earlier today, wasn't it? When the victim himself turned up in court and took the stand. Who's Ash and Koopa? No, Hoopa. H-O-O-P-A. Do you know the Pokemon anime, Krusty? Do you know Pokemon? Do you know Pokemons? I know. Not only that, but then finding out that he is actually a barefaced gas thief as well? Yes, that was certainly a surprise to us all. For a while, it seemed as though everyone had quite forgotten about Soseki-san poisoning the tea. Careful on your phrasing, Susato-san. He didn't poison anything. And there's more to this Mr. Shamspear than we have yet to know. I'm sure of it. You're the trainer, Ash from Pokemon? Yep, I'm talking about him. Mr. Shamspear certainly wasn't the noble, upstanding man everyone thought he was at first. What's become of him, actually? I was told he's been returning to the hospital ward where he was receiving treatment. Oh, which one is that? Let me see. Ah, yes, he's at St. Bartholomew's, or Bart's as Londoners call it. We know that place, don't we? Yes, we visited Miss Green there yesterday. It's the same hospital to which she was taken. Ah, yes, after Soseki-san grabbed her in the back. Do be careful of your phrasing, Naruhodo-san. He didn't stab anyone.
Or stab. Played the games but didn't watch the anime.
Oh, it's good. I'm doing a marathon of the show right now, of every episode. Now I'm in a very good season. Perhaps we both owe Soseki-san an apology. St. Bartholomew's. Yes, we should probably visit the hospital later. In the current episodes I'm watching, the youngest Bonnie found a little green thing and named it Squishy. A tiny little green thing that turned into a dog at one point. It was pretty cool. So we know that Soseki-san took the tea to the victim on the night in question, but as he isn't the culprit, then obviously... Yes, the poison surely wasn't in the tea. But if that's the case, how on earth did the poison get into Mr. Shamspear's body? I'm sure we'll find a clue at the scene. There must be something in Mr. Shamspear's room that will help solve the mystery. Well, naturally, Scotland Yard detectives have been over the place here already. But it couldn't hurt for us to have another look around, I think. Definitely. And I'm desperate to know the outcome of the investigation into the tea left in the bar of soap. Well, if we run into Inspector Gregson, we could ask him about that.
Where are the episodes, as it's like the Crunchyroll?
Well, I own the episodes. I have them in a physical version. I don't know where you would watch them online. Kazuma Asogi, the best friend I ever had, and a lawyer with such promise. He really saved my bacon in that horrible incident just before we left Japan. I can still picture him now, looking so fierce and determined in court. And then after the trial, the crazy idea he came up with. As a stowaway? Yes, you can fit inside my trunk if you curl up small enough, I'm sure. No one will know. Kazuma, won't you tell me why? Why go to these lengths so that I can accompany you to Great Britain? Well, it's been on my mind ever since we got through that trial. That you really ought to go into law. Be a defense lawyer. You've got a natural talent for it. Believe me, I guarantee it. But I've never even thought about becoming a lawyer. Also, you're putting us through a flashback of this case? The worst Ace Attorney case ever? Well, I can't force you, obviously. You have to decide for yourself. But anyway, London is the cultural capital of the world. The city at the forefront of everything. It can't hurt for you to see it with your own eyes. No, that's true.
Yep, on the DVDs.
I love my DVDs. I suppose, though, if you were to become a lawyer, then one day... One day what? Oh, no. Never mind. Naruhodo-san? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about Kazuma. Yes, he's forever in my thoughts too. To change the Japanese judicial system for the better, that was his dream. And then why he so desperately wanted to come to Great Britain to study, of course. Yes, that's right, but... Yes, I do wonder if his true intentions lay elsewhere sometimes. I don't know, the thought just takes hold of me every now and then, that's all. Naruhodo-san, what do you mean by Kazuma-sama's true intentions? I mean this. His katana? Never expected to inherit this sword after Kazuma passed away, of course. No, I know. It was because I asked you to take it. When I have it at my side in the court, I feel as though it gives me courage. Yes. Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword. Haruma? That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. And the Armstrong legacy for a Japanese man's sword is a soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Haruma guides me. I truly believe that. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. Something you have to do? Yes. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. What did he mean by something very important that I have to do? I had hoped that the answer to that question would become apparent when we arrived here, but as yet I've not found a single clue. I see. Alright. Well, we out of here, folks. There's a lot of places to go to right now. Oh, Runo and Susie! Hooray, you're back! Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirits as always, I see. I am, and you look as immaculately presented as ever, Susie. Oh, you flatter me. Well, you couldn't have come in a better time. I just made a pot of tea. I'll set some cups. Really? Thanks, Iris. But actually, what is that foul smell? Aha, the Wanderers return at last. Where on earth have the pair of you been? We've been in court? Oh, for Mr. Mustache's case. That was today, was it? I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Sholmes. I'm sure you think you did. Well, we can laugh about it now. So tell me, how did the trial go? Reasonably well so far. We managed to escape without a guilty verdict, at least. Really? I would have liked to see it. And I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long. Is Lord Van Zeeks an acquaintance with Mr. Sholmes? Naturally. There's not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, Mr. Naruhodo. Not quite what I asked, but still. Mr. Sholmes, whatever is that odor? Yes, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful. Ah, indeed. That's the scent of victory, my dear fellows. Victory in science. Oh dear. Alright, I'll bite. What's he up to now? What are you up to, you psycho? Lord Baron Van Zeeks. Yes, it's an interesting sobriquet he has, isn't it? The Reaper of the Bailey. Once the legendary prosecutor has fought for someone's conviction, that person is doomed, even if he or she is found not guilty by the courts. Sooner or later, the hapless soul will vanish from the capital. But vanish how exactly? By falling under a passing carriage, or drowning in the Thames, or succumbing to a sudden fever, or quite out of the blue, being set upon by the highwaymen. There are numerous routes to one's final terminus, my dear fellow. It all sounds a little far-fetched, really. Well, on the bright side, Mr. Mustache is fighting fit, for the time being at least. That's not overly reassuring. If the rumors are true, though, the obvious conclusion would surely be that those acquitted are, well, by Lord Van Zeek's own hand. As it happens, Miss Susato, that is quite impossible. Oh? Why? Naturally, the man very quickly came under such a suspicion. However, whenever these incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast iron alibi. Really? And so his reign continued, but 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again. That is, until you arrived in the country, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, so I've heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived when I was thrust into that trial at the Old Bailey. That bitter fight to the death coincided with the Reaper's resurrection, and really did end bitterly indeed. And here you are, facing Mr. Reaper again. Poor Runo. I don't know if you're just incredibly unlucky. or incredibly unlikable. I think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people.
Huh. Japanese peoples, but first, foul smell.
So what is that indescribably foul smell? Ah, well, most probably this, I would say.
What is that?
My dear fellow, it is, of course, my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not a tea is genuine at the drop of some tea.
Oh my.
There are some unscrupulous sorts manning the stalls along some of London's less frequent streets. They regularly sell what purports to be high-quality tea, but it is in fact merely dyed leaves of drab flavor. Well, that's certainly unsavory behavior. So, when one is presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris. At the ready, Hurley. Let's add a drop of my chemical to this cup of tea here.
Do you see what happens?
Black. It turned completely black. And what a foul odor it's giving off. Indeed, the blacker the tea becomes, the more foul the odor, the better the tea is. It would appear that this cup was a particularly fine Darjeeling. That's very ingenious, but what do you do with the black liquid now? Why, dispose of it naturally. Surely you wouldn't want to drink it, would you? There does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mr. Sholmes. Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madam.
Right.
The point is, we are entering a new era of science. In this world of criminal investigations also. Yes, forensic science. Oh, these are such exciting times. I regularly engage in this scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting detective work. The Herlock-Sholmes method will be the foundation upon which modern investigative technique is based. This little tea incident was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research. Forensic science? Suppose I should find out more about that.
Oh man.
Well, with Mr. Natsumi, who I'm currently defending, being Japanese as well as Mr. Sato and myself, I felt it even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Van Zeke seems to have an inherent disdain of the Japanese. Indeed, it is an interesting observation. Do you know something about it? Do you, Mr. Sholmes? It was about 10 years ago that Barakawan Van Zeeks chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan. No! What the? Tell us more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened? I believe I've made it clear before. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair. Oh, but... the veil will be lifted on the events of the past in due course, I have no doubt. For now, however, it is Mr. Mustache who is most deserving of your attention, I believe.
I guess so.
Case 5, do you think we'll learn it? So your T-test, is that an example of forensic science? Indeed it is. An essential tool in cases that hinge on the knowledge of whether some of the tea is high or inferior quality. Not a huge number of cases, then. Perhaps a more practical example is required. Fingerprints? Not yet accepted in our courts as evidence, I might add. Really, we are dragging our heels here. I hadn't even heard of them until recently, which is particularly why I undertake research in this field myself, of course. Does that mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes? There are others in that field already, and I abhor the company of inferior minds. No, what I'm researching is skin prints. Skin prints? A nomenclature of my own design, as is this chemical agent that makes it possible. It instantly reveals objects touched by whatever person is under investigation. Brilliant, Mr. Sholmes, as long as it doesn't turn everything completely odorous and black. I assure you, my dear fellows, you will witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed. Okay.
Well, I think we should go back to the scene and see if we can uncover any clues, any new clues.
It's the spirit, Runo. See you later.
Yes, until later. No, Mr. Sholmes, we were thinking you'd come with us. You were?
Yes, of course. You said so just a moment ago. You said we'd witness your forensic talent in action.
Ah, yes, I do recall saying something along those lines. But you go on ahead. I shall be sure to follow you later, in all likelihood. Probably. Maybe. Well, I might. Your commitment astounds me. Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. We'll eagerly await your arrival.
Bye-bye, Runo. Bye, Susie.
Bye. Alright, let's go to Miss Green's hospital bed. Is she still here? Maybe not. Lorette's still here, though. Where do you suppose is happening? It sounds like some sort of disturbance. Yes, I hear angry voices. Uh-oh. Be not angry, O ample lady. Verily, thou art mistaken. Mistaken, my foot. You are looking at my painting. The eye of man hath not heard. The ear of man hath not seen. 'Twas foul indeed, the poison that mustache villain gaveth me. Forgive me, lady. Hi, Mouse. The mouse is here. He's back. He's chillin'.
I wish that you died from that poison.
God a mercy, ample lady. Be thou seest I have vigor still. Behold my sham-sphere dance. This looks rather ominous, doesn't it? Ah, lo, 'tis the lawyer from the land whence riseth the sun. How now? What are you doing here, Mr. Sham-sphere? Mary, I do believe I am returned to upon another world.
He was looking, that's what he was doing, looking at my terrible work.
Eastern fellow, so dark ye clad, faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee. Oh, well, thank you. But that doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it? Okay. Anon exuent. I know. What a weirdo, right? Stars. Mr. Sham-sphere might technically be the victim in this case, but there's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's very hard to pin the man down.
I'm so sorry. I'm such an awful person.
Ah, Miss Green, is everything alright?
Oh, yes. I mean, don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now.
Oh, I see. We're delighted that you'll soon be well enough to go home, Miss Green.
Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it.
She recovered very fast for, being, stabbed in the back. So yeah, we examined all this stuff already. Not the painting. Some very weird characters in this series. Oh yeah, the weirdest. And thank goodness too, right? So are you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green?
I am, thank you. I mean, people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me.
Well, yes, it really was an ordeal, wasn't it?
As far as I was concerned, I was just walking along in the snow one evening, minding my own business, and then, completely out of the blue, I was struck in the back by a knife and collapsed unconscious for days.
She probably shouldn't be moving here. Well, she's tough. Is it all that, extra weight, we'll say? Maybe that, like, stopped, or something?
Of course, when I finally woke up again yesterday, the whole business has been cleared up already.
What a terrible week it's been for you.
Oh no, I'm sure I'm very lucky, really. I'll look back on this fondly.
Really?
Anyway, I must be getting my things together now, so I'm ready to be discharged.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry to take up your time when you're obviously busy. Aw, I've examined the rat already and there's no new rat dialogue. Alright, later.
Mr. Shamspeare's room.
Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson.
What are you doing here?
Well, we were hoping to have another look around, actually. The lawyer representing the defendant has a right to examine the scene, and as I'm sure you're aware...
Yeah, I know the score.
Oh, yes, one other thing. The soap on the ledge outside the window, did you find it? With the tea in it?
Yeah, we found it all right. There was a small amount of tea in it, as you said.
I knew it!
It's with the identification section at the yard now. They're looking into it.
Bye, mouse! I know. We'll see the mouse again, I bet, maybe.
The results should be available later today.
That's wonderful news. Thank you!
Pretty impressive performance in court this morning.
Sorry?
Nothing. Forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here.
Alright, yeah. What should we examine, guys? Should we examine him? Are you looking for new clues, Inspector?
On Lord Van Zix's orders, yeah. Don't come back till you've got something for me, he says. Tisk.
Oh dear, poor you.
Yeah, poor me, because we've already searched every bleeding nook and cranny in this place. I don't know what he expects, to be honest. Thank goodness for warm chips is all I can say.
Well, at least he's honest. I'm sure this'll say new stuff. If you ran out of change, you wouldn't even have any light, let alone heat. For the needy, London's winters can be very harsh. That's true, but if you think about it, even the wealthy would find themselves freezing if they ran out of small change. London's winters can be very harsh for the forgetful too, then. Frankly, I'm starting to wonder if Susato-sen and I are going to make it to spring. That's true. We don't even have a meter at St. Baker Street, let alone a gas stove. Look how dark the stain on the floor is underneath the meter here. Yes, from all the water dripping down out after the ice coins melted, as you established in court this morning. It's a very large and obvious stain, isn't it? Mr. Shamspeare must have used an awful lot of ice coins, I suppose. It was an ingenious idea, I'll give him that. What was it that used ice coins for a while? Oh, that's gonna beat me up now. Hi, Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes, what are you up to over there? What a question indeed. Was it not your good self who asked me to attend the scene?
Oi, what are you doing here, Sholmes?
What are you up to over there? What are you doing there? Here? Dear me, once a great detective, one is always under scrutiny, it seems. Is it now the time, Mr. Sholmes? Are you about to show us your forensics talent in action as you promised? With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madam. Time for science, guys. What's all this? All this is precisely what you've requested, Mr. Naruhodo. Herlock Sholmes' sensational skin print seeker gun. Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim. A sample from Mr. Shamspeare's cup? Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches. A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this, a refined indicator solution. By liberally spraying the room with this chemical, everything the victim touches is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. Here, try them on.
Ho ho.
There, now spray the chemical indicator about and all will be revealed. Spray? How? How do I do that exactly? A little press of A on the area you're interested in is all that is required, like this. Ah, what is that stuff? It's like fog. A suspicion of the chemical indicator is a pressurized gas. It's the most efficient way to cover a large area. There was another invention I discovered incidentally whilst I was developing this idea.
As you do. Go ahead, try it, my dear fellow. We may learn something interesting about the victim's movements on the night in question. Well, there's nothing to lose, I suppose. Let's explore. Just like, the one case, right, guys? In, the first game. Whoa. Jeez, my poofiness didn't even go there. Look! There's a dozen of handprints here. So there are, a great many indeed. So much so that it's hard to make out any one individual print, in fact. Brr, it sends a chill down my spine. Perhaps he was leaning against the wall while he was admiring this picture? Unlikely, I would say. It's a rather dull scene after all. And without wishing to state the obvious, you wouldn't generally admire a picture from such close quarters, I feel. Oh, very true, Mr. Sato. It's a bit of a mystery, then. We should remove then. Oh, look at all this here. Ah, yes, interesting. A multitude of the victim's handprints. Why are there so many of them on the floor in this one spot? Oh, perhaps he had a bad fall. Just here. There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over, though, is there? I wonder. Personally, I often stumble when there's nothing obvious to trip over. I think that's something only a great detective would do, Mr. Sholmes. Well, that is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floors. Yes, there's no obvious explanation. What do you think? Something in the floorboards? Well, we sprayed Mr. Sholmes' amazing skin print indicator all over this room, didn't we? We did, but there are two places in particular that are of interest, I would say. Yeah, the handprints on the floor there. And on the wall by the picture, you mean? Yes, and I think the floor warrants closer investigation. I won't be a moment. Ah! What is it, Mr. Sato? Look here, Mr. Naruhodo. One of the floorboards has popped out. One of the... You mean, it's a secret hiding place? Excellent work, Mr. Sato. So what do we have in here?
Oi, what are you lot doing?
Inspector Gregson.
Stand aside right this minute.
Hey, it's my job to investigate. There. No need, Inspector. You continue to dig into your portion of chips while we dig around under the floor there.
Your fancy tongue's putting me off of my food anyway, Sholmes. A new bit of evidence is exactly what I need.
Wow, a secret hiding place under the floor. What a find. It's not a hiding place you could make use of in Japan. I don't think I could lift a straw tatami mat. No, I know, but I never expected one of these wooden floorboards to move either. It's got me wondering about the wall over there, too. Aren't you curious? Oh! I'll investigate at once.
Remove the painting! There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Aw, only the wall. Maybe the gas lamp?
How disappointing. But then, how would you explain the handprints? I really can't think why anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in a place, like that. Click.
Where?
There you are, a print for you.
Cool.
Oh, thank you very much. His invention can make prints too. Now then, I wonder if Inspector Gregson has found anything under the floor there. I'm desperate to know. So am I.
Well, mister? What's the dealio?
I'd love to know if there's anything hidden underneath the floorboard there. Allow me to ask Gregson now. After all, we're well acquainted.
Are you?
Inspector Gregson? Really, it's been too long.
What is it, Sholmes?
I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there, seeing as we're such good friends.
We're not friends.
No, I suppose not. A dismal failure. Yes, I heard.
Ugh, I
practical to know what was under the floorboard. Alright then, fair is fair. What? You did discover the hiding place after all? Suppose I should at least fill you in. Really, Inspector? Thank you. Do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I know about this man, it's that he blows with the wind as fickle as the weather. Oi, stop making me out to be some kind of nut. There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now what do you want to know? All of them? Looks like this was cut out of a paper about 3 months ago. It's about a convict who got sick and died while he was serving time up in Manchester. How terrible. Makes the headlines down here in London as well. A bloke had been sentenced to death, you see, but nature got him first. Oh my goodness, he'd committed a capital offense? Man by the name of Selden. That's a piece of work into burglaries and murder. They say the hoard he knocked off was worth about £1,000. A hoard? Of treasure, you mean? Jewelry and the like, but he's hidden it somewhere, and no one knows where, and now he's dead. Papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell, or some such. Doesn't it strike you, though? Why such an article would be so carefully ensconced under the floor? Suppose now you mention it, it does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over the paperwork we've got on Selden back at the yard and see if I can turn anything up. Selden, a criminal sentenced to receive the death penalty. He died of prison. He died of prison. Is he holding french fries, Gregson, or bread? Apparently he's holding chips. He's holding, chipses. Death of convicted murderer, Selden. Natural causes. Suffering with fever since the end of October. Shouts of his fellow cellmates. I'm already dead, for the punishment could be carried out. Huh. Looks like french fries. It does look like french fries. Makes me want french fries now. So this is the photograph I found. Looks reasonable to me. Hey, it's that one guy. Yes, it would appear to have been taken on the street in front of the house here. And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Garrideb, the landlord, of course. Who's the young man on the right? Mr. Garrideb's son, perhaps? Perhaps. You can take this print if you like. Really? Are you sure? Is that true? You also made yourself hungry? It's fine. Blame this guy. Blame Gregson for waving these chips, fries in our faces. Well, it's not too bad if we do. Fortunately for you lot, leaking information isn't one of my pastimes. My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work. All the more reason I'm not telling you. A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. Psst. I wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. Hey, he has an eye. He does have paintbrushes. I mean, Mr. Shamspeare himself isn't in it. Photographic prints are still rare treasures in the East End. I imagine Mr. Garrideb was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a proud present of it. And tin box. Now this tin box looks interesting, doesn't it? Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it if you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case? I wouldn't be in the least surprised. Yeah, funnily enough, I've already had a look. It's completely empty. What? Shamspeare, give us a clue, man. You didn't even have a chance to utter a word, Mr. Naruhodo. But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box. Yes, thin air. It's empty, rather like how I feel inside. Is there nothing more to this box then? Box then, I wonder. Cat! The cat! Oh look, it's that lovely little kitty cat. What was its name? It's Mr. Natsumi's, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him actually. Why don't we call it, Wagahai? You know, like Mr. Natsumi refers to himself in Japanese. Wonder how he got here. Clever cat. Oh, wonderful. Well then, Wagahai. Here's something delicious I bought for you from the cat's meat pan. Meow. The cat's the murderer. He couldn't be happier now. Look, I just hope we can bring some happiness to his owner soon. Well, is there any more to examine? Can examine the table, I guess. Meow, meow. So it turns out that Mr. Shamspeare wasn't eating the soap at all. That's right, the mystery of why he had it on his plate whilst holding a fork in his hand is solved. Yes, to praise his latest ice coin out of its mold. And in the process, he accidentally broke the bar of soap in two. Certainly was hard to imagine, let alone deduce. And these bricks. The sun never shines in this room thanks to that depressing bricked-up window. Yes, with enough determination, you can always remove the brick set to set some soap outside, can you? Can't you? Sounds like a very wise life lesson, Miss Susato. Only if you plan to follow a life of crime, Mr. Naruhodo. Whatever. You know, like Schwartevs. Meow. Or do you want to eat soap in the first place, unless someone's been using naughty language? Maybe. That was a cheeky little meow, Wagahai. That was a cheeky little... Oh, but he's so adorable. I could sit and watch him forever. I think he may not appreciate that after a while. And we have an investigation to get back to. Well, can't look up anything there. Are we done with this place, guys, do you think, maybe? Well, if there's nothing, let's go to Briar Road. Not seeing anything here. No humans here, guys. Why has somebody built the snowman on some sort of pedestal, do you think? That's not a pedestal, Mr. Naruhodo. That's part of the snowman's body. Really? But it already has a perfectly good body. Well, it's true that British snowmen are usually made with 2 balls of snow. Perhaps this is a foreigner. Now we're looking at him as if he's strange. Poor man. Know how he feels. If anything, it's Japanese and British 2-ball snowmen. 2-ball snowmen that are the strange ones, isn't it? After all, real people do have 3 sections: head, torso, and legs. Do you even think that perhaps you think about things too much? That's crazy. Alright. There's still prison and the Garradeb's room. Anyone here? Mr. Garradeb appears to be out. Oh well. Suppose we'll just have to come back again later. Alright. No sneaky Sholmes. To the prison! Oh, Mr. Natsumi is back. So he is. Mr. Natsumi, hello!
I am a cat. Sorry? I don't know who Mr. Natsumi is or Herlock Sholmes. I don't know about courts or trials or Old Bailey's. I am a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat. Mr. Naruhodo, he's trying to escape from reality. Trying to? He already has. Completely.
So, what is your name then?
As yet, I have no name.
Mr. Naruhodo, he hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality.
Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsumi? I'm not a cat.
It worked! He's back from the real world.
What's going to become of me?
No! Don't answer that. It's obvious. My accursed soul is never going to escape its accursed fate.
Mr. Natsumi, no! This morning's proceedings in court proved that there's hope.
Yes. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire was brilliant, but the Reaper is omnipresent in court, in my lodgings. Here, there, everywhere.
What's he looking straight at me for? I think perhaps are some things we should discuss.
Oh, yes, we must.
Alright. No, not move.
In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No! Of course, as if I cast my mind back, there was perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more. But if I had just blocked those out, then today being in that courtroom was it was the most moving experience of my life. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
You're too kind. Scotland Yard found the remaining tea, just as we deduced, and are analyzing it as we speak.
There's nothing wrong with that tea. They won't find a drop of poison in it. That's solemn, sworn, soseki, certainty.
Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night?
Oh yes, most definitely. Remember, drink tea while it's hot. We both poured it down our throats like it was the hot bath for our bellies.
And at the time, you were both completely fine, as shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shamspear then engaged in the Romeo and Juliet match. Suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim, then. Mr. Shamspear.
That rotten Shamspear. What have I ever done to him?
You don't recall him taking issue with you over anything you've done recently?
I've been holed up in my room, immersed in books. Don't recall anything at all.
Right.
But what I don't understand is why he didn't let me know sooner.
Let you know what, Mr. Natsumi?
About the soap, of course. What else?
Oh dear. Are you struggling with such a meager stipend?
Of course I am. If I had money, I wouldn't have chosen to live in a cursed existence in such accursed lodgings.
Oh yes, you said it's because the place is cursed, that it's so cheap, didn't you?
Exactly, especially the room that I rent. The spirit of the capital offender who lives there still haunts the place, and it's trying to kill me.
Capital offender? Might I ask locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire that the next time you visit me,
you bring scores of super soft soaps.
Present. Well, let's present everything, guys. Mr. Natsumi, it's nothing much, but
it's been too long since I've been offered a present with that delightful, humble etiquette of our homeland.
What?
You're too kind. I accept it gladly.
Sorry, but I wasn't trying to give it to you, actually.
What's this?
It's a newspaper cutting that we found in Mr. Shamspear's room.
So he knew, did he?
Sorry?
About this man Selden, a convicted killer, and the evil spirit that behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings.
What?
He's already taken one young man's life, and now he's trying to take the life of another. A miserable, malign Japanese man. Mr. Natsumi, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit.
Scores of super soft soaps, senor.
Soaps of super soft scopes. Soaps. And scopes. The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. That Selden man was arrested about a year ago now. At the time, he was hiding out in lodgings at Mr. Garredeb's house. What? He lived where you do now? That's right, yes, exactly where I live now. In my very room. Oh my, your room was previously occupied by a criminal found guilty of a capital offense? Before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. And that's when it started. The curse. What really is this curse you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsumi? It's already caused one death. A few months after the criminal passes away in prison, a man died in the room. A man who rented it after Selden, in fact. The poor lodger. He was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside. Locked from the inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. So, that's the convict's curse, is it? Yes, well, that was the start of it. Okay. Do you have any idea how the lodger before you passed away, Dr. Natsumi? Mr. Natsumi? The official cause of death was asphyxia. When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas. Gas? I only found that out after I signed the lease. When Mr. Garredeb finally came to me later, I couldn't stop myself trembling. In fact, if I'd known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room. Landlord's lease, luckily legal. Luckily for Mr. Garredeb, maybe, but not so lucky for poor Mr. Natsumi. And now you believe this curse is affecting you? It is, at first. I just felt as though I was being watched all the time. And then you talked about having nightmares, didn't you? The dead are trying to take me with them. They come for me to try to suffocate me. And just when I'm struggling to breathe, I wake up. And the room is as cold as ice. But why is your room so cold? London winters are too cold to bear without any heating on overnight. But for some reason, even though I light the stove before I climb into bed at night, the pilot light always goes out and the room fills with gas. But that's terrible. It's exactly the same situation as what led to the previous occupant's death. And then there's what happened to Mr. Shamspeare last night, where he was mysteriously poisoned. There's clearly more to that incident than can be explained by a curse, though. Whatever can be the cause of all these strange happenings in Mr. Garredeb's rooms? I was hoping that there would be more. Alright, let's present everything else real quick. Probably nothing, but you never know. Mr. Natsumi, what do you know about this? Ah, there it is. That lathery lowlife that took my neighbor's life and sent me sliding into the depths of despair. Slippery, sickly, psychotic saboteur. You've really gone off the soap, haven't you? Absolutely, and I've made up my mind. The next time someone gives me soap as a present, it's friendship finished firmly, forever. I don't know that we can blame soap for everything that's happened, Mr. Natsumi. Oh. Will this unlock more dialogue? Mr. Natsumi, about this receipt. It occurs to me now that it was those confounded books that saw me arrested the first time, too. Oh yes, suppose that's true. After I spent my precious pennies on them, that's with the thanks I get. I don't know when I'll read them. No, not when.
If I may very well, I hate them too much to even open their covers.
I don't know that we can blame the books for everything that's happened, Mr. Natsumi. Okay. And one more thing. Have I shown this to you? Have I shown you this before, Natsumi? Oh yes, the sweet, sweet aroma of our beloved homeland. It shows that the wearer is a defense lawyer, which means nothing in Great Britain, of course, but I still wear it. Oh, I know exactly how you feel, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
I Haramaki belly band. I don't feel right without it.
Your Harumaki belly band?
It's perfectly for the cold English winters. Just the thing to keep my tummy warm.
Yes, I see the link. Almost. Well, I'm not seeing any more things to talk with him here. And if I go down the list again, and I find nothing new, then yeah, it's guide time. Miss Green! Can I, present things to Miss Green or talk to Miss Green? Doesn't look like I can. Oh man, what do we do now, guys? Are we stuck again? Look at all these extravagant bright costumes. Somehow they look out of place in this room, with its grim shady going on. This one looks like a king's attire. A king? I've always dreamt of being a king. Oh, I think you'd be more suited to a feudal lord, a daimyo or such like, with a Chan mage top knot. Even Japanese man wishes... Every Japanese man wishes he had a Kron mage. Oh, you'd look wonderful with one, and you already have the sword. Can you imagine what would happen if I walked around the streets of London with a Chan mage and a sword? It would look cool. There's not much on these shelves, is there? Just this wine glass and bottle. And both of them are cracked. Yes, not much use, are they? What's the matter? Oh, I was just reminded of the Reaper, that's all. Prosecutor Lord Van Zeeks? Yes, he's so reckless with his wine glasses. I was thinking it's a waste that he should donate some to the needy. You can suggest it next time we meet. Have we checked with the landlord? No. Mr. Garadeb has not appeared yet. Ah, the ill-fated teacups in which the two men drank on the ill-fated night. During their heated literary debate, yes. Who's stronger, Romeo or Juliet? I think it was quite a discussion. Now I think of it, I'm sure there's two lovers in the play and then their lives with poison. Your stream lagging out? Oh no. That's fiction, Mr. Sato. Let's hope it stays that way. So maybe, the person is back. Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha! What have we told Soseki? Everything. He's back, it's fine. We got this. Ah, you're here now, Mr. Garadeb. Right bally business as it is for me, you know. Getting out and about. Were you on the Old Bailey, by any chance? Naturally. Fate of my lodgings hanging in the balance and all that, not a trial to miss. The fate of what's already been dubbed your haunted lodgings, yes. Should be good with Soseki then? Good. On the move. Of course, this place has caused quite a stir around the capital on more than one occasion already. As the old haunted lodgings or some such. Ah, well, at least he knows. Makes you wonder what the blazes is going on, don't you know? Yes, I'm sure it does. In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsumi's other trial just 2 days ago... You were at the Old Bailey then as well, weren't you? Just testifying with your wife about what happened. Stopped off at the prison on the way home. In fact, beastly business. I see. No wifey today, huh? So, what brings you to my haunted abode today, just some conversing. Some fishy fellows from the far east and a frail actor chap of questionable character, Yes, this house does seem to have become something of a magnet for rum fellows of late. Thanks to that bally curse. The convict's curse, you mean? Ah, heard the stories, have you? Rotten scoundrel was arrested here. Then the chap in the room goes and keels over. Then there was that woman who dropped dead just outside of them on the street, not to mention the actor yesterday. And my next day? Well, can't help but get the collywobbles, can you? When you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, do you mean Miss Green? Because Miss Green, who was stabbed by the knife, and Mr. Shamspear, who was poisoned last night, are both very much alive still. Yes, well, so it's that blasted convict's curse, it seems. Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why, it sounds like the lap of luxury. Not so sure about that. Well, there's no bath or toilet included, and no fireplace either. But you look out for your tenants, don't you? You are watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps up here? Yes, never hurts to keep an eye on things. In case there are any mishaps of such like. I think you've had your mishaps already, sir. That's not helpful, Mr. Sholmes. Heaven forgive me. The words just came to my lips. Your lodgers. Some fishy fellow from the far east and a failed actor chap of questionable character, There's no need for that, Mr. Garrideb. That's right. Mr. Natsumi is in no way fishy. He is undeniably peculiar, however. Is it right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away? Yes, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone and he popped up the very same day. Never came across a chap so keen for a place with a background, as it were. I don't think it was the room's background he was keen on so much as the cheap rent, actually. So, how long has Mr. Shamspear been lodging under your roof? That failed actor chap? Let me see. Oh, of course. Yes, it's been 3 months now. Quite sure of it. Only 3 months. He's quite new here, too, then. And to what do you owe your certainty in that regard, Mr. Garrideb, if I may ask? Well, it was that Selden scoundrel, as it happens. Selden? The convict, you mean? Do Selden and Shamspear have some kind of connection, then? The convict chap, Selden, passed away in the clink 3 months ago now, you see. Some malady or other. Yes, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time. Well, it was only 3 days later that the tradition showed his face, the actor fellow. Really? Yes, I remember it quite distinctly. 'Tis small, this world we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Shamspear, do desire to take thy room on the middle floor offered erewhile for rent. Terribly sorry and whatnot, but that won't be possible. Already had a lodger on the middle floor. Ground floor's room's vacant, though. Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat mine will unto thee. Those curls must be muffling your ears. The room is on the middle floor's taken. It's ground floor or nothing. Very well. We have an accord. Glad to hear it. Welcome to Briarcroad. Lo, a Shamspear dance to celebrate. Oh my. From what I heard in court today, sounds like the chap was thieving gas. And he was 3 months in arrears with his rent, too. Yes, the fellow was a bally player, all right. Thank you for your candor, Mr. Garrideb. We are most grateful. By a way of appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. Give me my robe, put on my crown. I have immoral lodgings in me. What's happening to you? Shakespeare, my dear fellow, one of his most famous lines. I wish to divulge my own learning of the subject, for I have a turn for literature too, you know? Perhaps you should turn your attention to more apt lines then. Okay. Hopefully the items I give will be helpful. Mr. Garadev, could I ask you to look at this photograph?
Look at this photograph.
And then you can... Never mind. Is that your son who's there, who's with you there? No, not at all. He was a lodger here once. Duncan Ross was his name. Duncan Ross. Duncan Ross. A street photographer happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a look. Just take a shot just for kicks, really. Was he by any chance the lodger before Mr. Natsumi? Yes, that's right. Ah, the young gentleman who died in the room in the mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say. Yes, young Duncan lived in the room at the top of the first flight of stairs before that Japanese chap. Would you mind telling us a little more about him? Yes, Duncan Ross. The young chap was attending art school. Had to work to pay it for it, mind. Moved into the middle floor room about a year ago, after that criminal Selden was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them. A history of cheap rent, maybe, yes. Yes, well, anyway, it was one morning about a month ago now. I hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamps to see what my lodgers are up to at the time, so sadly I was rather tardy to discover what had happened. Smell of gas that alerted me it was. Ah, yes, synonymous with the smell of death. Called the police straight away, of course, and the officer kicked the door off its hinges. But once we got inside, we all badly collapsed. Because of the gas? Yes, room was full of it. No air at all. Stove must have gone out while the poor chap was sleeping in his bed. So Mr. Ross suffocated to death. Of course, the police gave me a sound tinking off because the gas pipes were so old and all that. Can't tell you how much it sent me back to have a lot replaced all over the house. But even after you had all that work done, Mr. Natsumi says the same thing. The stove goes out at night while he's asleep in bed. Well, that's the bally curse, the convict's curse. That's now that I've done my duty as a landlord now. Someone's feeling defensive. That reminds me, actually. Yes? About young Duncan, the night before the poor chap perished. He'd been writing a letter of affection to a young lady. A love letter, you mean? Yes. Where did I put it now? Here it is. Left it on my desk. If you'll excuse me. Let me see now. What does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Do you think that we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence? My dear Miss Susato, this is precisely why I prefaced my reading with, if you'll excuse me. I will not excuse you, Mr. Sholmes. No! Sadly, he didn't address it, though, so I have no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really. I see. That's going to play on my mind. But really, the identity of Mr. Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on the case. Maybe we should leave well alone. Yes, I suppose you're right. Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing. However, there is a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Mr. Sholmes, please, I've already had to chastise you about this once. My undying love for you, my colorful darling. Olive Green. Ah! Olive Green? That woman who was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged into her back outside this house 5 days ago? The victim of the last case Soseki-san was in court for, who regained consciousness only yesterday. Is it just a chance that her name has come up now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence? Mr. Naruhodo, whatever can this mean? Reading personal correspondence can have its merits, you see, Mr. Sato. Ha 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 ha. Okay. I guess we'll move to the hospital. Hopefully she'll be close enough for me to talk to her. Mr. Naruhodo, I just finished speaking with the doctor. Seems Miss Green is well enough to be discharged all at last. That is good news, but hopefully just before she leaves... Ah! What is it? Miss Green! What was that? She clearly just hid something behind her back. One moment. I'll be with you in a jiffy. Oh, hello everyone. What are you all doing here? The doctor had said I can be discharged, so I'm just doing my things together. Achievement here? There's an achievement? How do I get it? Astro Dude. How do I get the achievement thingy? Miss Green, what were you doing? Just doing? Oh, nothing really. Sorry if I was late with your message again. I'm half reading and half, trying, not having my eyes droop off. I had a good sleep last night. I don't know what's going on. Examine the bottle. I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed for me, that's all. Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you, if that's alright. I don't really have anything else to tell you. Alright, she's definitely behaving strangely. Let's see if we can't coax something out of her. Yeah, we can. The bottle on the table. This bottle. This is the bottle that Miss Green was just about to drink from when we arrived. Yes, she looked rather preoccupied, didn't she? Perhaps it's very bitter. I can't stand bitter medicine. Suppose that could be it. In fact, whenever a doctor prescribes me medicine for a number of days, I always take it all at once. Oh no! Well, if you don't have to take something you don't like, it's best to get it all out of the way in one go, isn't it? Oh dear, and I thought it was Miss Green I should be worrying about all the moment. Down in one. Thank you for letting me know, guys. Much appreciated. Astro Dude and Kep and Chips. There's a rat. Watch out. It's fine. He's just chill. He's just chilling. He's relaxing. It's wonderful news that you're going to be discharged, Miss Green. Oh, yes. Thank you. Once people are better, the hospital staff don't want them lingering and wasting space. Not people like me, anyway. So I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. I probably shouldn't stand around and chat. In a minute. Okay. She certainly doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk, that's for sure. Really? Well, what if I do this? Miss Green, we were hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross. You knew him, didn't you? Oh. Oh no. Purple. Oh no, I'm so sorry. The bottle of medicine fell down when she did. Miss Green, are you alright? Is it wise to down a bottle of medicine in one go, guys? Prescribed medicine. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to startle you like that. No, it's alright. I just wasn't expecting it. But how do you know about Duncan? Mr. Ross had been writing a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter to you. It was at this art school. That's where I met Duncan, a year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professor artist one day. And the two of you became romantically involved? Yes, that's right. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually. That's why I decided to move into a cheaper room to save money for the wedding. And that's what led him to Mr. Garrideb's. Yes, he told me he'd found the worst but cheapest room in the entire East End. And then, 1 month ago, That's when it happened. We're so terribly sorry, Miss Green. Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose. Poor Miss Green. She looks so desperately sad. I'm starting to think that's just her look. But now I see that she has every reason to feel this universe is against her. I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon. Oh, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to hold you up. Of course, we'll be on our way. Mr. Naruhodo! Oh boy. Surely you were not about to leave? That's quite out of the question. What? Mr. Sholmes? I didn't realize you were here. But of course I was, my dear fellow. Watching intently from the shadows as always. Well, make your presence known next time. Mr. Sholmes, what is this about? Something which occurs to me with some regularity, Mr. Sato, is this. Why do detectives insist on such an ex post facto modus operandi? Why solve a case after it's happened, instead of preventing a case before it happens? That is what sets a great detective apart. What do you mean? There is a case waiting to happen under our very noses, Mr. Naruhodo. Let us avert disaster. Let us prevent this case from ever happening, with nothing but careful observation. All right. All the clues you need are set before you. You all need only look, and you cannot fail to see. You can do it, Mr. Naruhodo. I know you can. All right. Guess we present more things. We did this already. Let's do this. About this. Could you just hold that there for a moment? Don't move. Sorry. No, the aesthetics are all wrong. Is it wrong that I feel so thoroughly rejected? Alright. We have all the evidence, he says. I don't know about that. Medical report. Is there perhaps something you might be able to tell me if I show you this photograph, Miss Green? Oh, is that a corpse? No, he's not dead. Of course, the night he added that poison, I was still more or less dead here in my hospital bed. She was still in a coma then, that's true. And then, just as I get on my feet again, the man keels over. There's a strange balance to life sometimes. No, really, Miss Sham Spirit isn't dead. Miss Green, about this soap. I think I know what that is. It's that soap-shaped chocolate, isn't it? No, that is just normal soap. Well, normal, poor quality soap. Oh, that was lucky. At least it wasn't a trick this time. A trick? I fell for it only the other day. It's stone-shaped chocolate, they said. Just one bite and I was foaming at the mouth. I passed out and it tasted so awful. Oh my. What is it about people recently making them all eat soap? Ha ha ha. Teacups. Envelope. So what am I doing, guys? What am I supposed to be finding now? Just examine things? Definitely feels as though this card must be relevant. I mean, when we first arrived, the screen was standing with the inner hand in what can only be described as a very tense atmosphere. Yes, it may very well be related to whatever incident Mr. Sholmes believes was about to happen here. Perhaps we should ask Miss Green about it. Oh no, look what happened here. No! That mouse seems to be dead. Look, I didn't notice it there, but I didn't notice it there before, did you? Stars, I'm sorry, and everyone who likes the mouse. It's dead. I think perhaps it drank the medicine that spilled out of the bottle. But that's the bottle with Miss Green was about to drink from when we arrived. You don't think... Ah, I see you've come to appreciate the true nature of this scene. That of a tragedy about to take place. Yes, I think it's falling into place. Miss Green, the contents of the bottle you had before had spilt out on the floor, and the poor mouse that drank it has sadly died. Ah! I think it's clear that the bottle must have been contained a powerful poison. Don't worry, I will attend to the mouse presently. Give him a funeral. So there is a murder in this case. It's the mouse. We have to find the mouse's killer. Miss Green, were you intending to go to the same way as that rodent? To take your own life? Ah! Once we'd left, you would have put it in your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison. No! Miss Green, please talk to us. Well, this is, something, guys. "10 seconds later, and we would have arrived at a very different scene here. In all probability, we would not have enjoyed this most delightful conversation. Of course, perhaps it hasn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green. Actually, in a way, now that everything's out in the open, I feel like a weight has been lifted. Tell me, how did you acquire that medicine?" Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctor comes to examine me in the mornings, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while, so I snuck this out when he wasn't looking. It conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains. I'm afraid I don't really know, but I thought if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow. Oh, please, Miss Green, don't talk of such things. Well, it seems clear now that it contains poison. Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that. Oh no. Oh, it's all my fault. What have I done? I shall remove this to my office, Miss Green. I take it you have no objections. No, none. The card. Neither the sender's name or address appeared to be written on the envelope or the card. It arrived by post at my house and the day before the incident that put me in a hospital here. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Wait a minute. The 17th of this month? That's the day you were stabbed on Briar Road. And 5 p.m. is precisely the time when the incident occurred. The Slug and Salad, yes. A pub on the northern corner of Briar Road. Briar Road being the street that Mr. Garadev's house is on. Does this mean that... Yes, I'm sure you've guessed. That day, when I was struck in the back of the knife, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad. Goodness. So that's what you were doing on Briar Road that day. I'm sorry I didn't say anything before. Ooh, crazy stuff. I think I really will have to ask you to excuse me now. I've told you everything. Yes, I'm very sorry to have to drag up such painful memories for you. No, it's fine. Miss Green, please promise us you won't try to do anything like that again. Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has the bottle now anyway. And besides, it's on the floor where I could easily lap it up. I've been stabbed in the back and had a close shave with a bottle of poison, and I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through to the end.
It might sound a little conceited, but, well, that's how all this has made me feel. Leaving Miss Green and St. Bartholomew's behind, we made our way back to Baker Street with Mr. Sholmes. Night. Well, it would appear we've reached the end of the investigative trial for today. Yes, it's late. And, Mr. Naruhodo, did you discover anything that may be of use to you in court tomorrow, do you think? Details about Mr. Shamspear, Mr. Garridub's lodgings, the convict Selden. There are many facets to this case, and we've yet to see to the heart of it, if you ask me. That's my feeling, anyway. I can't help wondering about the results of the analysis. Into Mr. Natsume's tea, you mean? Yes, will they have found sty in it or not? Well, I fear that either way, it will be hard to escape the grip of our friend, Mr. Reaper. Oh dear. Yes, Barak von Zeeks. But I wish you every success, of course, and though I was late to rise this morning, tomorrow will be a new dawn. I intend to spring from my bed at a crisp hour and attend the trial. Mr. Sholmes, you're going to come? Indeed. Whatever happens, I shall be there. Assuming my eyelids cooperate in the morning. Well, I think we've done all we can. All that's left is to remain focused and keep fighting for Mr. Natsume's cause until the very end. London, the world's most prosperous city, home to some 6 million people, but away from the razzle-dazzle down back alleys and back behind bricked-up windows, the lonely lurk. Soseki-san has battled long and hard with loneliness during his many months here, so I felt honor-bound to battle equally hard to my compatriot, lift the curse that's gripping him. As Mr. Sholmes said, tomorrow would be a new dawn for all of us. Exciting. All right. Here we go. Take a picture for later. Oh my gosh. That's close. This is it then, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, it's time to put an end to this now. To the miserable curse that has been plaguing Mr. Natsume. To everything. And in my own small way, I shall do everything I can to help you. I always appreciate your help, Miss Susato.
Suffering, Soseki, selfishly sidelined.
Ah! Good morning to you too, Mr. Natsume.
Good morning. Good morning, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Listen to you two chatting away happily as if the main player of today's trial isn't here. Why would you do that? Why?
Oh dear, we didn't mean to cause offense, Mr. Natsume. I thought perhaps that because you had your eyes shut so tightly you were meditating, finding inner calm. We have a nervous wreck.
Oh yeah, this guy is max nervous.
It seemed wrong to disturb you.
I was waiting.
What's the matter, Mr. Natsume? You seem different somehow today. Why, naturally, that's because I've attained spiritual enlightenment. The path of literature, you see, is a journey to discover one's own death. Or some such like. That's the sort of morning conversation I was hoping for. That's why I had my eyes shut. I missed the signs, I'm afraid, somehow. You'll have to forgive me. And you mustn't talk of your path leading you to death, Mr. Natsume.
That was just an example.
Oh, yes, there it is, inner calm. You barely came to see me at all yesterday. I was sure you'd abandon me and return to our beautiful long-lost homeland. You've not even been in Great Britain a week yet. Yes, well, anyway, I intend to set everything straight in court today. I'm determined to uncover the truth. I've actually reached an important decision myself. Oh, what sort of decision? I shall fill you in after the trial. Alright. It would seem Mr. Sholmes isn't coming today after all. It's a very clever message, I think.
My dear fellows, you must win this battle on your own merits. It's a very clear message, I think. That he's overslept again. My great detective, my arch nemesis. Long may he stay away, if you ask me. Defendant, as your legal representative, the trial about to begin. Make your way into the court. Today, once again, we face the Reaper. And when the Reaper stands for the prosecution, the defendant's fate is sealed. But I don't believe in that legend any more than I believe in Soseki-san's curse. The truth is hidden here somewhere, and I won't let it escape me. I have to keep believing in my client and keep fighting to the very end. That's all. Oh boy. Here we go. Same peoples. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. Yes, the defense is ready. Very good. And now I call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury, chosen by lot to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to proceed? Absolutely. Justice will be done. You mark my words. I feel obliged to say I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat is sitting just right. Oh, well, I wonder if you could adjust my hat for me, and please be as ruthless as you'd like. Thieves deserve to die, if you ask me, especially gas thieves. I've no sympathy for the men at all. Look, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again now. Don't have time for this. I got my own problems. Oh, may the Lord show us all the light here and lead his flock to a righteous verdict again today. Now, Lord Van Zeeks, what can you tell us? The prosecution's report, please, for the court, in relation to the theory expounded by the defense yesterday regarding the defendant's tea. So he does have the results. Before the prosecution delivers the black news about the black tea belonging to the blackguard in the dock. Pray allow me a moment to savor a liquid of a more sanguine hue. In fact, I'll defer to the good detective for the report. Here's to you, Inspector. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. As indicated by the defense, we found a bar of soap just outside the victim's window in the snow, and there was indeed a frozen reddish liquid in a little depression on top of it. Yes, there's the tea. Or that's the tea. That's what Mr. Natsumi brought with him that night. Well, the brains at the yard analyzed it, and yes, you're right, it was tea. And there wasn't a trace of stripe or any other toxic substance in it. No poison at all? In other words, the tea that the defendant brought with him to the victim's room, and it is innocent. It's in the clear. What a revelation! As I suspected, this makes it quite clear. The defendant, Mr. Sosuke Natsumi...
Objection!
My learned friend is jumping to conclusions again. A typical Nipponese reaction. What? Yes, it's true. No poison was found in the few drops of liquid recovered from the soap on the window's ledge. But what logic is that? Would you take a drop from the Thames and conclude that the water in the ocean isn't salty? My word, the water in the ocean is extremely salty, Counsel. Exactly. Unfit for drinking, just as the victim's tea was on the night in question, as the court already had heard. Bitter was the precise word from the lips of Mr. William Shampspeare, whom the prosecution now calls back to the stand. Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's request. Mr. Shampspeare? Yes, it sounds like we're going to have another confrontation with him, with our theatrical friend. Bailiff, show Mr. Shampspeare to the stand. Mr. William Shamspeare, the victim of this despicable crime.
Oh heaven, oh hell, do you command me to remember? Forsooth, 'twas I, Shamspeare, did have a bellyful of the foul fluid given in mine innocence.
Yes, but it was revealed yesterday's proceedings. The witness is not as innocent as we had perhaps first been led to believe.
By using bars of soap such as this, he had been stealing gas from the supply company, yes.
One may smile and be a villain. Forsooth, 'twas I, Shamspeare, did have a roomful of the sweet fuel given.
That's right, fellow jurors, don't forget, this man is a rotten thief. Haven't forgotten, kept all that about the ice coins a tidy secret, didn't you? You should have opened up sooner.
Arrest him, I say, arrest him at once. Let him feel the sting of my tail. Oh, indeed, by dint of vile and cowardly means have I plotted to further mine own ends, I confess. Thou wouldst not pardon my sins, of that I am sure.
If you acknowledge your wrongdoing, what exactly are you doing here?
Cowards die many times before their deaths, and for a coward such as I, death be well deserved. But would it be that still a greater crime passeth unpunished? For lo, the hairy-faced gentleman of the further east than Verona did contrive to poison me.
But there was no poison in the tea found in your room. The police have attested to that. What if the defense would assert that as an inconsistency will quickly be cleared up by the witness's testimony? Is that not so, Mr. Shamspeare?
Verily, my liege, I would most gladly speak.
Very well, let the witness testify to explain this inconsistency. Tell the court why it is that the poison apparently entered your body though none was found in the tea.
The Japanese man did come to my chamber with tea brewed in a pot. 'Twas in my cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. Whilst feigning distraction in our dead debate, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his lips. When he departed by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup to make my coins of ice. Thus 'tis no surprise that poison be not found in the tea I did pour into the moulds of soup.
The poison was slipped into the cup after the tea had been poured. The normal way for a poison to be administered is, in my experience.
Quite. Otherwise it would be disastrous if the poisoner were to mix up the cups, for instance.
But no poisoned bottle was found at the scene. Because, quite simply, the Nipponese took the bottle back to his own room. The absence of the vessel containing the poison only becomes problematic when considered suicide. Ugh, I knew that. By now it should be perfectly clear. A bar or two of cheap soap is wholly insufficient to wash the deepest stains of guilt from the accused hands.
Ag! Sirs, madams, 'tis true that I, Shamspeare, be a common thief of gas.
But, listen here, ladies and gentlemen.
Wherefore would I lie? Verily, I have no cause, I have naught to lose. Well, I do declare.
Thank you for your testimony, witness. Counsel, proceed with the cross-examination.
Yes, my lord.
All right. We have enough time to press him on one thing.
The Japanese man did come to my chamber with the tea brewed in the... Oh, okay.
I understand that you are already acquainted with the Mr. Natsumi, is that correct?
I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. Do I know thee, or know thee not? Methinks 'tis all I can know, that thy destiny mingles with mine.
You lost me at the first thee.
Zounds, sir, thou must learn the English tongue afore those turns thy hand into lawyering.
I did, but I must have missed the archaic Elizabethan lecture.
Verily, and in truth, 'twas a fine-flavored brew.
though a drop of poison did barb its sweetness, as the thorn doth barb the sweet rose. That, dear friends, be the simple truth. Listen to Mr. Shamspear. He seems in even better form than he was yesterday.
Either that or I'm in worse form.
That fated evening, after I did dine, and the Grub's Grubbery, a local ale house of good report, naught did pass my lips but the tainted black tea. But behold, the poison was not in the tea at first. Alright, I'm gonna save it here, guys.
By the way, Captain Chips, let's hold off on the GameStop visitations. I'm not sure I can even pre-order it, and I might have other ways to do it soon, maybe. I don't know. I just don't want to waste like car gas or anything just yet until we know for sure. No need. Right now, no need. I wouldn't know how we would find out for sure if they're good or if they're in or whatever, or if I can pre-order it, but yeah. We'll wait for a bit. But that's it for today, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed. More of this game in 2 days. Tomorrow will be the big finale of Hello Kitty, by the way, so look forward to that. Take care, guys. Love you all. Bye-bye.